Now let's zoom in straight into the introduction to Wikidata as we celebrate the African Librarian Month of Activism. Yeah, so anyway, my name is Jesse, but more often, if you are in the Wikimedia space, I'm called J Wally, and I believe that each and everyone has a username within the space, and each and everyone has contributed to Wikidata one way or the other. But if you've not contributed to Wikidata before, that's okay. That's very okay. This is some form of fundamentals, some form of leeway in order for you to understand how Wikidata works. Wikidata is one of the powerful tools in the Wikimedia ecosystem. And as time goes on, it will be very, very relevant because we are having the emergence of AI, Web3, other kind of projects coming up. And Wikidata as a wiki will stand tall in relation to that because people will need data from Wikidata in order to run machine related activities. So let's zoom in straight into the agenda for today. So in today's agenda, I'll be looking at what Wikidata is, characteristics of Wikidata, and after that, we'll be having some hands-on session on how to contribute to Wikidata. For the newbies, there is a way of also contributing to Wikidata without trying to create a new item. But for those who are a little bit vexed, you can kind of go straight forward. But for the newbies, I'll teach you a way of contributing to Wikidata without distorting the main um, field of creating a new item on Wikidata. Okay, so let's move on. So let's look at the definition of Wikidata. So Wikidata is a free, collaborative, multilingual secondary database collecting structured data to provide support for Wikipedia, Wikimedia Commons, and other Wikimedia projects within the movement, and also to anyone in the world. So with these key items that have been bolded, we would like to explain furthermore in relation to what these key items mean, or these key sentences mean that have been highlighted within the definition. So we are talking about free, and kindly take note after the training. I'll surely share the slides with the team so that you can get access to these slides for your personal usage. So talking about Wikidata, that Wikidata is free, and yeah, it comes under the Creative Commons license, the public domain dedication 1.0, which allows you to copy, modify, distribute, and perform any form of data with it, and even you can use it for commercial purposes. But within the Wikidata ecosystem, it comes or is available in the Creative Commons license CC0. That means you can use it. You can use it anyhow you wish to use it. But it is published under 1.0. But under Creative Commons license, like under the license is under CC0. I don't know whether you really understand, but basically this is the meaning between the two. So it is collaborative, so Wikidata um, is just like Wikipedia, as we have a group of people or volunteers, or name say people or focus group with interest coming together to make edit. On Wikipedia, Wikidata is also the same thing. Based on your interest and what you want to make available on Wikidata, focus groups come together in order to contribute data to Wikidata. And we know that always within the librarian space, and let me talk about information workers, they always are having information in their hands or in the tips of their hands, and they would always want to contribute their or catalog their information at a space whereby everyone can get access to that information to read or use the information for better purposes or for good. So basically, that's all about the collaborative effort. So focus groups or people with an interest come together in order to make contributions to Wikidata. Yeah, so talking about Wikidata being multilingual, Wiki in the Wikimedia ecosystem, um, at the moment, the languages that the Wikimedia ecosystem has is about 300 plus languages, 300 plus languages, and within that languages, probably your language might be part of the languages available until probably there is no active there is no active minority language group that wants to push your language onto the Wikimedia ecosystem. But at the moment, we have 300 plus languages. It's a lot. There are a lot of languages available. But you also need to ensure that if your language is not available within the Wikimedia ecosystem, you need to make the effort to ensure that your language is available and tell the stories around activities related to Wikipedia in your own language, or you localize activities on Wikipedia in your own language so that everyone can see what a language group is doing in order for your language not to be lost or become extinct in terms of write up. Yeah, so basically, this is the whole multilingual aspect of Wikidata. It can be written in a whole lot of language. So you can write in English, and there's no, as compared to Wikipedia, you don't need a lot of effort to translate from this language to this language. Wikidata is one piece. When you come, all the language listed there, you just make a change within the label, and so far as translation is going on, it just affects the system and to make changes to the language on Wikidata. But with Wikipedia, it has to. If you are making translation, you need to translate in English. You need to translate in German. You need to translate in Igbo language. You need to translate in Tree. Like as in, you need to go through the process. But with Wikidata, it's simple to make translations around Wikidata. Yeah, so it's a secondary database. So talking about Wikidata being a secondary database, within the Wikidata ecosystem, you can also say that aside the definition I gave, we can simplify and say that Wikidata is a hub of all database. It's a hub of all um, database. Why do I say it's a hub of all database? The reason is it enables you to store data from other databases. So for example, a database like IMDb, that is Internet Movie Database, you can take, like as in that database, and make it available on Wikidata. And also you can talk about another database called VIAF, and I think it's Virtual Authority International File. So with VIAF, which is available to librarians. Librarians usually do catalog their works on VIAF. You can also make that available on Wikidata. So it supports every database that is around. So if you're a librarian and you have various database that you are working with, you can either add a property to Wikidata in order to capture um, the database, or probably the database already exists on Wikidata, because there are a lot of databases that exist on Wikidata. Yeah, so that's secondary database, and it collects structured data. Talking about structured data that are on Wikidata are very structured as compared to Wikipedia. I'm doing the comparison with Wikipedia so that you can understand the difference between the two. So Wikidata stores data in a statement datum or data. It just stores them in a statement form so that you can easily ascertain the information that you need. But when it comes to Wikipedia, data, even though you can ascertain the information you need to do a lot of reading in order to ascertain that your information. You need to go through paragraph, you need to go through certain process in order to ascertain the information that you need. Even though it's structured, it's not structured in a way that you would want to get the information that you want, because you just want a simple information to make analysis or make sense out of whatever you want to do. But you need to take your time now to get that information. But with Wikidata, all those information are just available. You get, what's his name? My name is this. What's the highest mountain? The highest mountain is this. But with Wikipedia, you know, you need to go through a lot of reading in order to access that information. Yeah, so that's is the structuring engagements about Wikidata. Yeah, so Wikidata supports Wikimedia wikis. It supports Wikimedia wikis. So, for example, we are talking about Wikimedia wiki. You can incorporate various Wikidata items into various Wikipedia projects. So, for example, one of the famous projects that I usually use Wikidata items on is Wikimedia Commons. That's the repository for images. If I am working on an image of a notable person that has a Wikipedia article and also a Wikidata item, I go to the Wikidata item and take, like, add up to some of the information and just get a template that will be a link between the Wikidata item and the Wikimedia Commons page. So when I connect that, it will take a bit of time. It will link all the data from Wikidata as an information box, or let me see, info box, as the Wikimedians call it, info box, and make it available on Wikimedia Commons. Furthermore, on various languages, or localization of languages, we do have Wikidata um, items available there also as information box or info box. For example, I do contribute to the local language that is being spoken by more of the Ghanaian youth in Ghana here. That's the Ghanaian Pidgin language. Ghanaian Pidgin language. So this Ghanaian Pidgin language is more often spoken by the youth, and I'm an active contributor around there. So you see me using much more of the wiki data list of items as info box there, in order to make information available in a simple way for people to just extract the data. Yeah, so that's how it's being used on various wikis. And one thing too about Wikidata is anyone in the world can use Wikidata, whether from data analysts to anyone looking for a bit of data to um, ascertains any form of information can use Wikidata, and Wikidata can be connected to various database for reuse and other activities. How does Wikidata works? So Wikidata, is a centralized storage that can be accessed by anybody, and also various wikis, which is being maintained by the Wikimedia Foundation. And content that is loaded are dynamic, and certain contents that are found on Wikidata are statistics, dates, or data that could be made available on Wikidata, statistics, dates, locations, and other common data, and centralized, and other activities can be centralized on Wikidata. So anything that involves notability of data, you can't just make anything available on Wikidata until that thing is deemed fit, or uh, it's important to be on Wikidata, because sometimes there are certain um, things we make available on Wikidata. We don't there is no let me say references about it, but due to the fact that it's notable, Wikidata does accept it, because it's it will provide data. Like as time goes on, there will surely be good references made available on Wikidata. Yeah, so Wikidata is so Wikidata consists of items. So we are kind of looking at the structure of Wikidata. Wikidata consists of items, labels, and descriptions, and also has um, an alias. So when you are trying to write or upload an item or make an item on Wikidata available, you need to make sure that you have your item or label, and also make sure that you have your description and alias. And after that, you need to have a statement. And basically, the statement is the whole, let me say, the whole data representative of Wikidata. So with a statement, that's when you have your property, which gives some, asks some form of question, and the value which provides some form of answer to the question that I've asked. So basically, just like a form that you are providing answers to. As time goes on, we'll surely get insight into how it works. Okay, so let's look at structured item, how data is structured on Wikidata. I like to show you how Wikidata items are being structured. When you open a Wikidata um, um, or when you create a Wikidata item, this is how it looks like. So let me say this is the basic anatomy of Wikidata, how Wikidata looks like. This is the label, or let me see the title, just for better understanding. This is the label, or let me see the title of whatever you are writing about, or whatever data you are making available on Wikidata. And this is called the kill number. This is called the kill number. That's Q42, which describes the item. So this title is readable by humans. We can see this, but because Wikidata is making its platform accessible to machines and other um, bots, which is being prepared for the future in advancements of um, 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 introduction of the generative AI and other machine learning models. Wikidata is proving to be the best. So we can have this easily being read by machines. Okay, so this is mostly read by machines, and this is something that we don't understand. But there's no need for you to learn what, like as in trying to gather all these kill numbers and stuff. But others do kind of get the whole thing around it. But there's no need for you to go learn something about this. The most important thing is you just need to know, like, the name. Just know what what item or what title you are writing about, or what, let me say, book or paper you are trying to make available on Wikidata. So for example, this Douglas Adams item has been made the title of the item that you're writing about. Then we have a description which describes whatever you're writing about. Either it should be the name, like what the item is about, whether the item is probably a lawyer, a banker. So this person, Douglas Adams, is an English writer and a humorist. You get it? So you need to describe whatever you're writing about, because when you make the search, or when you are trying to query this kind of data that you want, the data you need to like try and get the description that, oh, Douglas Adams, who is a English writer, because there are a lot of Douglas Adams on Wikidata. Alongside this, also makes the differentiation, because there are a lot of Douglas Adams on Wikidata. And also we come to our statement. As I said earlier on, the statement has a property. So like a property as in a question, and the value, which is this. The value provides some form of answer to the property. You get it? So, for example, educated at, and it's St. John's College. So basically, this is the anatomy or basic understanding of Wikidata. But as we go on, we'll get clear understanding of how it works when we start the hands-on session. So let me go back to the presentation. Okay, so for a person, you can add a property to specify where they were educated by specifying a value for the school. For buildings, you can assign geographic coordinate properties by specifying longitude and latitude. So basically, this slide is talking about how you can structure your Wikidata statement using properties and values. That's providing questions and answers to like the properties and value that you want. So, for example, if you want to know where the person was educated, you can make it educated and provide that for the property, and provide the value as the school that the person went to, like as in school, if the school is available, you went to University of Ghana or St. John's College, and probably if you are having a property of a building, you can make sure that you just add the longitudes and latitudes of the building as well. And also talking about site links, you can also link various Wikipedia articles or items to Wikidata. Okay, so this is how the interface of Wikidata looks like. This is just a simple interface of how it looks like. So we have our item, Kwame Nkrumah, and we are having this machine readable ID, that's Q8620. Then we have our description. So this describes Kwame Nkrumah, that's Pan-Africanist and first Prime Minister and President of Ghana. Then we come to our property. So that's the statement aspect of it. So instance of, we ask a question, instance of, and when you are starting your Wikidata item in terms of writing a statement, you need to know what category the item belongs to, because we talk about a variety of stuff. You could write up, you could provide data on books, you could provide data on literary works, you could provide data about human beings, you could provide data about anything on Wikipedia. So you need to know what what you want to categorize whatever you're writing under, so that when the data is searched for or is being queried, it will be allocated to where it has to go. So we have the property instance of, and Kwame Nkrumah is a human being, so the value will be human. So that will make it easy for querying, or when we are searching for information, we know that, oh, Kwame Nkrumah is human. You get it? Yeah. Then we have sex or gender, and we know that so far as he's a human being, sex or gender is a male. So basically, this is a simple way of understanding this. A simple way of understanding how Wikidata works, or how we can contribute to Wikidata. So there are a number of ways of contributing or accessing data from Wikidata using various tools that have been built on top of Wikidata, because the data on Wikidata are, let me see, raw. So we have developers and other people who are not developers. They take the data from Wikidata and reuse it in a way that it can be useful, can have a pleasant UI, you can make sense of, that you can also take that data and make good use of it. You get it? But and also, you within the sphere of Wikidata, you can also query the data that is used by Wikidata. So I'll be showing you two tools that have been built on Wikidata that is in querying works on Wikidata, and also that can also gives you a cool interface that you can make sense out of it. So we'll be looking at the Wikidata query and resonator, how they look like, just a brief summary of how they look like. So this is the Wikidata query. This is the Wikidata query, and you want to kind of query data from Wikidata. With this, we just have a simple a simple insight concerning how it works. Maybe in future lessons, we can get we'll surely go much deeper into how Sparkle query or querying data on Wikidata works. So this is the first form. I'll teach you this form. Some people or contributors do not really like this kind of let me see this form of querying data from Wikidata. But there's also because the Wikimedia Foundation wants everyone to be able to access data or access information from um, Wikimedia project. They have also built another tool that can for those who don't like this tool, can also use that tool to also query data from Wikidata. So let's look at, so just not to scare you, you just need to go to, there's no need for me to write any form of language. I just need to go to examples. You get it? Then I just take a simple example, which is called cat. Yeah, so this is the query. So I want to query you know um cats. I want to know the number of like cats like around the world. So I'm telling Wikidata, using this tool, that they should was select all cats like around the world. But the cats that they are selecting, it should be available on Wikidata. This is what the query is telling me, or the code is talking about, that like they should query all cats needed. So in order to do this, I just clicked on the example. So I come here, click on execute query. So I execute query. So when I execute query, you could see that it has provided me with data. So this item and this item label, and basically it's here. So item and item label. So this the item is what the machine can read, right? And the item label is what we humans can read. So this is it here. So this is the item and the item. So this is CC. So let's look at what the CC cat is. We just want to have a look at it, just how it has been. So this CC is a cat, but we'll also do okay. Yeah, so we have information about CC, and it's a cloned cat. So mean that this is a cat that have been cloned from another cat, and we have some various so instance of house cat, and I think this is the owner of the cat. So these are the basic information, and sex and gender, it has been given female organism. Yeah, so this is the various item or state item and statement provided to the cat. So let me close this one, and let's run another query instance of, let me see, let's do it human. So I search for my human. So so this is human. Okay, so this is it. And I'm sure this might, I'm just searching for all humans. So this is going to give me, if I search for this, the if I search for this, the information that will take time to come out. So I have to limit it. So I want to limit 100, or let me say 50, so that I wouldn't have a lot of information, so that it will take time to gather all those information for me. So we just want to get humans available on Wikidata, like as in humans, the number of humans that have been made available. They are just searching for that. Let's wait for the results. Okay, so yeah, we have our information now. That's in relation to humans. Yeah, so this has given us only 50. So what we needed, the results is 50. So we needed 50 humans. What so I told it that I should limit it to 50. So it went into the database to just give me 50 humans, and it has been quick, because sometimes to take it. So this is the meter per second time, the time value that has provided us with this information concerning humans. So you can query any form of information related. So let me add one last query. Just don't take into recognition of this. This is nothing. This is just a comment. So I can just make a comment here that must be human, right? Then I come here, then I just copy this whole information. I just copy this whole information, right? Then I want to add another. I just want to add another statement. I want to add another statement. So I want to add another condition to the condition above. So occupation. So I search for um, I queried humans. So I just want to add another condition. So the next condition will be like occupation. That would be so occupation. So this is the ID for occupation, the property ID for occupation. Then I change this to probably the occupation could be an actor. Okay, so I could also comment there and write must be actor, must be an actor. This is my own way of making you to understand, but you can also use your own way of getting how you want to understand how this query service work. So we want to know, like we want to get all humans, but we want to get all humans but must be actors, but will be limited to 50. Because if you say we are querying all the human, we're having a lot of actors within Wikidata. So we just want a minute of them so that we can proceed to the next level. Because there is no time, we can proceed to the next level. Okay, so right now we've queried data on humans that are actors. So let's check let's check and see. I want to check and see whether we have something on Bobby Dylan. See, occupation. Okay, so occupation, um, film director. Okay, so actor. We have actor. So you see, some people, they have a lot of, when they were living, they have a lot of things that they've done, or as in living people or dead people have done a lot of things. So you can see that he has done a lot of things during his time of service. So he said he was an actor as well. Okay, so basically that is it on how to query Wikidata using Sparkle query. But don't worry, if you don't get Sparkle query, we can use another tool. So you can just come here, more tools. No, um, we can come here. Then we instead of using this, we can use the query builder. I'll just give you a snippet of how it works. Then we can move on. We can move back to the slides. So we go to our query builder. So this is how the query builder works. and it doesn't involve any form of writing, any form of language. There's like as in, it's just simple text that you need to put, but I just need to understand what you are looking for. That's why, as I said earlier on, Wikidata, when you are talking about statements, is about questions and answers. So our property, just keep it in mind because sometimes it's confusing. Just in order for you to understand, our property is questions that you are asking, and our values are like answers that you are providing to the question. And the answers that you provide to the question must exist on Wikidata. All values on Wikidata are equal to items. Just not to confuse you, items are also values, or the questions, the answers you provide are items. Not to confuse you guys, please. Yeah. So um want to enter a property. So the property, once again, instance of a quick one, humans, instance of human, right? Human. So any homo, so you need to read, like us, in the information to be sure that this is the human they are, because they are having a lot of human. A person can be called human, so you need to know the kind of information that you are putting there. So you select this. Now we want to add another condition to this condition here, right? Because we want to query. But first and foremost, let's run a query first. So I will have to change the limit here. I don't want 100, I want 50. So we change the limit because initially within the code we are using 50. So we'll continue with the 50 here. So change the limit to 50. Then I run the query. So it's running. So quickly we have information, our 50 information related to human, relating to humans. Now I want to add another condition with this simple tool. So in adding a condition, I just click on the adding a condition just beneath the above condition you wrote about instance of human. So I select add another condition. So the property is occupation. Select this. Then actor. The value is actor. So I select actor, make it available. Then I ran the query again. So we run the query again. So the query is run. So basically, this is a simple way of running um, queries on Wikidata if you don't like to use the Sparkle query method, but you want to use the query builder, which the Wikimedia Foundation wants everyone to use that too, because probably you are not interested in using Sparkle query. So basically, we've had our answers, or we've had our query data, or the results that we need after providing the necessary conditions. So any form of data you want on Wikidata, any form of questions, or any form of like research work you want, when you come to Wikidata and you understand how to query data on Wikidata, it will be simple for you to query that data. Okay, so we are moving away from the two. We are moving away from these two. Then we go to resonator. So resonator is a tool that, you know it's a tool that has, given, some form of definition or adapts, or to the data that's on Wikidata, like giving it some form of appearance, because the data on Wikidata is being reused in a way that when you use resonator, you feel that, oh, you understand like how it works there as compared to Wikidata, because probably you feel that Wikidata, the data there is raw. So for example, let's look at this person, um Ama Ata. See, let's see here. I think, let's see here. Yeah, okay. So Ama Ata Edu. So we know her as a writer and a poet and author. So let's check on her because we are having different Ama Ata Edus here. Okay, so we are having a book too about her. So this basically kind of list works related to Ama Ata Edu. Like I said, whatever you want, probably you're looking for a particular thing. Maybe you go to Wikidata, how it has been structured there. You don't really like it when you do the search. But when you come to Resonator, it has just lists everything for you. So you can do the kind of search that you want and probably select your preference. So we want Ama Ata Edu. So look at Ama Ata Edu. So it's loads here. So the data on Wikidata has been made available here, and it looks very good to and very appealing because of the UI that has been used. Because um, probably you don't like what's on Wikidata, you want to come here and make sense of what data have been made on Wikidata. So the data on Wikidata about Ama Atayedu has been reused here with the resonator to provide us good information. So you could see that here the data here is giving you a better interface about AMA Ataedu. And when you could see that there is a QR code here. When you scan it, it will send it to the Wikipedia. So a lot of things about AMA Ataedu, and it has also given you, on Wikidata, you just need to make those descriptions. But here you could see that like it's giving you much more visualization of how it looks like point in time, as in terms of the works and stuff that has death and stuff. So everything has been provided here. So you could see how the resonator works. So basically, this is how the resonator looks like. Okay, so let's go back to the slides. Yeah, um, so where to get started? Some of you are asking, how can I start? Editing Wikidata and stuff. How do I do it? Basically, the simple thing is there is a tour. Okay, yeah. So this tour page, the slides will surely be shared, so you can use the link. So this week Wikidata tours enables you to get the fundam. So it's like a basic tutorial that you can use to understand Wikidata. So it has Wikidata basics. So you can click on this information here, starting a tutorial. So you can click on. So this like kind of gives you some form of direction on how you can contribute to Wikidata. You get it? It gives you some form of like tour, like how you go about it, and it makes things easy for you when contributing to Wikidata. So welcome to me. So this is how, like, I don't want to go further, but this is how it goes like. So you take your time, go through the tour. It's a tour. It takes you through how you can contribute to Wikidata item. You get it? So you follow the tour, and yeah, it's like hands-on. So you are working at the same time, understanding how the tool works. Yeah. So basically, that's it about the tour. How you can start contributing to um, Wikidata. You can still look at the tour, or you can also use the sandbox, of which I'll teach you how to go about using the sandbox to start contributing data to Wikidata. As I said earlier on, I'm just here to give the basics, but in the future we'll surely enter into much details on how to query data and stuff. We would look at how to contribute simple information to Wikidata. But first and foremost, for those who would want to start, who are new and perhaps would want to start or want to start playing around Wikidata, first and foremost, I showed you a tool that's a space called the Tor tool, Wikidata Tor, where as you Tor, you can start creating Wikidata items and property. All those things have been listed there. Yeah, you can use that to start your journey. But also, like Wikipedia, we do have a space called the sandbox space, where you can also contribute your data to Wikidata using Wikidata sandbox space. So you can use that space as well to also contribute to your data. So I'm going to show you the space, the sandbox space, on how you can use it for now. Then we delve straight into contributing or editing related articles on related items on Wikidata. If I say articles, forgive me. I also want others to understand, because sometimes items and articles do, kind of, uh, there's a mixture around that side. Okay, so I'll be going to Wikidata. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. So this is the whole Wikidata interface, and at the moment we have 100 million over 100 million items on Wikidata, and this is impressive. This is very impressive to the community, because there are a lot of contributions that have been done over the years in relation to um, Wikidata items. But this is more than that, because you are seeing only 100 million, but um, when you go deeper, there have been a lot of properties and stuff, state, all those things have. So there is a lot of stuff that have been, but like I said, just that we just want to capture the item. If you're on Wikipedia, it will tell you article, so the number of items that have been because anything that is contributed on Wikidata is like captured as data. So even statements are, like I said, one statement or one like datum that you contribute to Wikidata is seen as a data. So even when you check your history, you see, oh, this is one, data that have been contributed to Wikidata. Yeah. So if you're having a if you are now starting and you want to contribute to Wikidata, you need to have um, an account on Wikidata. If you are not having an account, you can just go to, you see the login sign there. You click on the login, then like start filling out the information so that you can start editing data on Wikidata. Okay. So if you are logged in, just hold your horses. Don't try to just watch me. When I'm done, then probably you could also start working on, projects around libraries and other activities around um, activities within the information working space. Yeah. So we want to contribute data to Wikidata. First and foremost, we want to start something, and the best place to start is the Wikidata sandbox. But if you're a little bit experienced, you can just go straight to the item you want to write, or the item you want to create. So let me say we want to start from, because we are new, we want to start from the sandbox. So Wikidata, so you write Wikidata full colon, right? Then we put in sandbox. So we enter. Yeah, so we are in our sandbox space, and we have been so within the sandbox space we are having this, kill numbers available. So all this stands for sandbox. So you can work on all this sandbox here. This is a space to like explore, work on various like projects that I want to see how it looks in the sandbox before you can move from your sandbox, because anything you work there stays there. It's just a sandbox. You are just playing around. You get it. So this is just a play around field. So we click on this. It's just a sandbox. So you click on it, and yeah. Now, this is a sandbox. This is a sandbox here, and we want to make some edits to it. Probably there have been a mistake with the name. Probably want to write about Ama Atayedu, who is a poet, and then this is not like you could see that, oh, the description shows that this person is a poet, but the name there doesn't suit the person that you are looking for. But you could also see that the information here really talks about Ama Atayedu. So what we need to do is we click on edit, right, in the sandbox. We click on edit, then we change this to the label, then we'll make it Ama Atayedu, right? Then the description, we change the description and make it poet. Okay, so make it Ghanaian. Either you make it Ghanaian poet Arthur. Arthur. Okay. Then she's not having any, she's not having any Elias. So also known as, she's not having any form of Elias. So I can take I can take the Elias from there. I can take this from here and just take this from here. So she's not having any Elias. So just take that from here. Yeah. So she's not having anything in Elias. Then you're having British English, so you can also remove that and make the you can, because we have in English, we have in British, so there are different form of English. So there are also languages. So we still maintain Amatai because this is in various languages. So these are the languages that we are making it available in. Then yeah, um, then we just change, we remove this from here. So basically this is when you are done, when you are done with this, then you publish. This is just sandbox playground area. So when you are done, we publish, and you could see that here there have been changes within the language. Yeah, there have been changes within the language space. Yeah. So we don't need this, but just to for you to understand, this is how we can make edits or changes to Wikidata items or labels. Yeah. And probably um you come to the statement, and the statement says, oh, like it's not human, but we know that Amatia Edu is a human. And you know, when you are right, you are giving an instance of, you need to ensure that, because the instance of is what holds whatever you are writing, because so that whenever you query, you can be able to get the information needed. So this instance of is in Wikidata internal entity. So that's something private for Wikidata. So we need to edit here because we want to change it. We edit here and we make it human because she's a human being, right? Then I publish. Then let me see, like there like nothing of it of the sort in relation to occupation have been made available. So I want to add something in relation to occupation. So just this is just test our Wikidata editing skill, or we are just playing within the playground. So I want to add sex or gender. So female. Yeah. So this is okay. Then occupation. Say poet. Okay. Then maybe you want to add within the occupation, you want to add another value. So adding another value here. So you click it. So this value, or let me say answer, you can add another value again. So add another value. Ata can, because she said ata too. So you make that available. But I need to make, so um you need to look at what. So we'll take the first one, that's writer stroke. So we will take the first one, we will make that available. Yeah, so you can have two occupation made available here in relation to Wikidata. So if if she's on Wikipedia, you can also come here. These are called site links. You can also come here and, you know um, you can also come here and put Amataidu, which you take her information from Wikipedia. So because as I said earlier on in our slides, so you can have Amataidu here. Yeah. So when you are done, then you just publish it. Yeah. So the reason why it's saying that is because we have it already existing. So we can't make it. We can't write. We can't make it twice, right? We can't provide two information, but this is it. So we need to work on um our label. Need to work on our label. So this is the first section. Work on our label. Then we start working on our statement. Then later on, if there is an article about the item that we are writing on Wikipedia, then you make that available. So you make sure that it's in the language, that you want to make available. Then you put down the name here. Okay. Okay, so this is it for the sandbox, but there are a lot of, so you just take one and work with, probably maybe you don't want to work with this, you want to work with, but there are a lot of sandbox here that I can use. So they've made a lot of sandbox available for you to use. So you need to make sure that you use the sandbox to test your knowledge on how to contribute to Wikidata. You can also remove the information that is made available there, and make sure that your information, like the information that you want to work on, is when you are done. You can just take out the information, because sometimes maybe it can cause some form of conflict or something of that sort. Yeah. So once again, if you want to open a sandbox, you need to write this Wikidata full colon sandbox. Then it brings you to this piece. Then you can now start contributing to the sandbox. And as we were going through the sandbox, we looked at how we can add a label. So we added a label. So that's the label, that's the her name here. Then we added a description. So we are looking at how we can edit a Wikidata item. We added a statement. So basically this was like basically editing. So we've gone through the editing process. You get it. You use the sandbox to go through the editing process. Now, I would want us to zoom straight to how we can write or create a full-fledged Wikidata item. So creating a Wikidata item, first and foremost, you need to search for the person to see whether he or she exists. And I had to also do some research to prepare the kind of person that will be writing, will be working on the item of the person that will be working on. So this is the person, Balanche Wools, and she's a Liberian. I picked the information from librarianship studies. So this the person, this is the lady that we are going to work on in terms of her item on Wikidata, just to make everything smooth and quick for us to, and also appreciate whatever we are doing here. So I had to do some research. Yeah. So this is the lady that we're working, and we'll be doing some other stuffs enough for us to come to power on how librarians can make sense of um, working on data on Wikidata, and also creating of Wikidata item. Okay, so we are working. We'll be creating a Wikidata item for her. So first and foremost, we need to search for her if she exists on Wikidata. Search for her if she exists. So this is the Wikidata um, search bar. So I search for her. She exists. Yeah, so she already exists on Wikidata, but we don't have enough information about her. So we would make sure that her informations that are not there about her are made available on Wikidata. Because we could see that, like I said, someone started something about her, but just how do you call it? Just a snippet or something small. And you know that within the wiki, it's a collaborative effort. What I said in this, like, it's a collaborative effort. So if someone has not completed whatever he or she has done, you also need to ensure that you also contribute to ensure that yes, this information that I've contributed is the actual data. So basically, this is her, and we want to provide information that have been left out. So what I do is, after searching for her and seeing that she exists, I'll go to edit. I want to add something to her description. So in her description, she's a librarian. I just copy that and make that available. Copy that and make that available from my cheat sheet. I just have to create a small cheat sheet. Not now for I have to come and search. Just have to create a small cheat cheat sheet. Yeah. So um I want to also add a British English. Yeah. So in British English, so we'll still maintain that um in terms of British English language, we still maintain the name Liberian, still maintaining it as British English. Then American English, we also copy the same thing and make that available. Yeah. But hey, if you can write, if you can write in ever, because there are ever language speakers or other languages that are available, not to disrespect other languages that are available, her name has been made available in those languages. So how it will pronounce or spelled in those languages, her name has been made available there. So in every how should be made available there. That's how it should, like, as in, you need to ensure that it's made available in that language as well. Yeah. So for me, I know English, British English, but for the other languages, the language that I like to contribute to is the Ghanaian Pidgin English. But I consider it's not available here. Yeah, but as time goes on, I'm sure that it will surely be incorporated. It has already been incorporated, but probably I'm not seeing it in my interface. Yeah, so I publish this. What I've added so far, I publish it. Yeah, so anytime I work on anything around Wikidata, if you check my history, view history, if you view my history, if you view my history, you could see that um, it's showing me that I've added um, a description. Showing me that I've added a description to the interface. I've added another description here. I've made a description here, and also added a description relating to the library. So basically, I've added in terms of um, adding activities to the label and other engagement. You could see that the history gives you whatever you've added so far. So with the label, you could see that I've added in terms of the title. So this is the name that I made available for the title, and it's repetitive here. And also we are having um, in terms of the label in relation to the languages. You know that we worked on um, English, American English, British. So this this information made available here shows you the various how do you call it, the various languages that I've worked with, and the descriptions that I've provided to it, that oh, she's a librarian for English, she's a librarian for American English, and she's a librarian for British English in terms of the description. So this information is made available, so you could see everything here. Any change you make, you see all the changes here. So you see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I made 5 changes so far. So any change that you make, it counts it as one, even though you can do. That's why it's like like I think it's like I just contributed single data to it. So any information you contribute, anything you do, like you could do everything in bulk, but it will count it as one. That's how Wikidata works. It counts any information you make available as one. Yeah, so now we are heading towards the statement. So with the statement, we know that yes, she's a human. She's a human. She's a human. And from the information gathered from here, you could see that she's a female. She's a female. So I make that available on Wikidata. So I ask sex or gender, female. So I make that. So you just need to read whatever is sex or gender, female indicates human. So you say that this is what you are looking for. You make that available. So you click on publish. Yeah. Then the next step is want to know her country. Want to know her country, but from the look of things, she's someone who um, you know comes from the US. I think she has worked all her life in the US. She does activities around US. So we just make that available. That from a point of view, yeah, without doing any thorough research, you could see that she comes from US. So yeah, so we do country. So we are asking a question: country of citizenship. Country of citizenship. Like United States. Let me see America. Okay. So country of citizenship, America. Then you publish that. Then occupation. Occupation. So um, let me check from my cheat sheet and see. Okay. So occupation, Liberian. So make that available. Occupation, Liberian. Occupation, Liberian. Okay. So you have this creator of library. So we select that. So we make sure that any information that I need to read it first to be sure of, because there are a lot of like we could have somebody called Liberian, we could have a place called Liberian, you get it? And people also call people from we have a country, how do you call it? Like Liberian citizenship, people who come from um, countries relating to that as well. Yeah, so we select that occupation Liberia. Now, I within the search, I noticed that um, she she has a book called the School of Library Media Manager, the School of Library Media Manager, and yeah, would like to also, sometimes as a librarian, you need to be contributing or cataloging books on Wikidata so that it can be accessible, because as you have it in your information center, you can also make that available on Wikidata so that someone can also use that for research. That's by cataloging the book, and also um, ensuring that all the information available in the book can also be made available on Wikidata. That's also another thing to do in a different time, because there's a way of when you are contributing, you scan all the images. I think most of the librarians, they scan all the images and also catalog it in another database somewhere. Wikidata, because it's the hub of all database. If you are having if the database is made available on Wikidata as a property already, you can just go and copy the link of that book item that you've contributed on the other database. Just copy the ID and just make it available on Wikidata. So we would want to delve in. So at the moment, we are done. We are done writing. We are done writing about her. We could add um, some links. We could add some links that shows that um, she's a librarian. We could add some, so we could add this link because it gives much more information related, like a bit of information relating to like, so we could cite that. So in citing that we could go to add reference. We go to add reference, so click here, add reference, then search for URL. Okay, so reference URL. So this is what you are looking for. Reference URL. Then paste it here. You paste the link here. When you paste the link here, then you publish. So right now we have a reference that, oh, she's a librarian. So you can also add links if they are, whatever you are making available on Wikidata. If there is some number of information in terms of citations and other stuff, make sure that you cite those details because it's very necessary for research purposes. Okay, and um, I believe we are done with creating this in terms of um, um, Blanche Wools. In terms of Blanche Wools, we want to, because she has a book, we want to kind of add um, the book that she wrote about, because she's also an author. So in as part of the occupation, let's add author because she has written a book. So we can also add that author. Take the first one and we add that. Okay. No, I'm not. I'm coming. Let me look at this author very well. This author. I want this author. So this is the author that I'm looking for. So see, author of a book. Yeah. Okay. So right now we want to look at a book. A book that's the school of library manager. So that's the book that she has written. So that's the name that it was published by. So we just use this. We just hold on to this one for a while. So we use the we can find most of the information here. Yeah. Just let me do a quick search because I need information to search for information that I need so that we can um, we want to work on the book. Want to work on the book that she has written, and the name of the book is this is the name of the book. This is what was published by. So yeah. So we search for the name of the book first if it exists. So, okay, so it already exists. So the book already exists. The book already exists, and I think this. So create an item. Create an item. We create an item and we name it. The label should be the school library manager. We are using this name because that's the publication name. I believe most of the librarians do understand. Yeah, so that's the publication name that we need to use. Yeah, so we use this one, the name. Yeah, then the description. Um, just need to give like the artist that wrote the book just a little description about the book. There's no need to. So you just copy the names of the artists, these three artists here. So book. So you just give a brief description. So book. Okay. So this is the names of the artists that wrote the book. Yeah. Then they don't. It doesn't have any form of aliases. It doesn't have any form of aliases. So what I do is I just go to create. It sends me straight to the page. So it loads, trying to generate yeah. So right now it has sent me straight to the page. So here we are. So now we are creating a full-fledged item. So what I'll do is I want to edit my table. So I just need to make some few edits on my table. So doing that edit, copy this, paste it here, paste it here as well, and copy this, paste it here, paste it here as well. Then when I'm done, I publish. Yeah, then next in line, the instance of to describe where it's really like where who like this is the most important aspect of it because this instance of enables you to categorize where it should go so that when it's being queried or when there's a search about it, the information can easily come out. So instance of moreover when books are written, they categorize it under literary work. So instance of literary work, literary work. So yeah, initially I was asking certain questions related to it, but I have still not found the answer why it should be literary work, not books within the Wikidata community, and we still haven't yet found a but like as in more often when books are being written or something of that sort, they give it an instance of literary work. Then the the next statement we want to create is utter. So the utter, we know that this lady um, work does what That's by Blanche Wool's route, was part of the artist that wrote the book. So I just need to copy her name from here because she already exists. Then come here, then paste her name here. Then yeah, like you could see that her information is showing. Then I select it, then I publish. You also might ask the question that why is it that the other artists and we are not adding the other artists? Yeah, because we don't have. Let me check. Let me search on Wikidata to see whether we would have um we'll have an item on them. If there's an item on them, then we can proceed. I just wanted to check and see, but we could easily do that by also adding to see whether, so add a value. You can also add a value. So there's no match, mean that she doesn't exist. But just to do a quick addition, we search to see, so there's no match. So we can just do a quick creation of a Wikidata item. Then because Wikidata is editable, anyone within the call today can come back to the item and work on it. So I go to uh, create new item. But she doesn't exist, I go to create new item, then place her name there. um I've not read too much about her, and I don't know whether she's a librarian or not. I don't want to do further description based on the time, so I have to go to create. If there's time, we'll come back to work on it. Yeah, so we've created, then I add a statement. Adding a state, so instance of human, she's a human being. And um occupation, sex or gender, female. So sometimes Wikidata also provides you with what you have to, it automatically provides you the kind of than you thinking. So there's no need for you to think. Probably there's something missing that you are looking for that you are not getting. Then occupation, Ata, let me put Ata there because I until I do my research, I don't know whether she's a librarian or not. So publish. So at the moment, we have a name available there, so I can copy this, go back to um, the book that we are writing about, or inputting data about the book, come to value, paste the information there. We have it here, then publish. Because we don't have any description about her, we didn't see the description showing. Then we also um, come to, we want to add another value. So checking whether she's not on Wikidata. I can also do some quick. Okay, so she's the one. Okay, so this is her. So um, come to create new item. Then we paste her name here just to be sure of her name. Okay, so that's it. The name is right. So I, from what I'm looking at, she's a librarian. So uh, librarian, but all those other stuff you can also add that to it later on. So librarian, then you come to create. Yeah. So right now we're having information about her. So um, instance of human. I might not complete everything. So on your free time, when you also do your research, you can do research or research because all these things is based on research. You can't just put information here on Wikidata. You just need to do research. So these are basic research that I've done. Basic research that I've done. Yeah. Sex or gender female. So the occupation we can add more because she does a lot of stuff. Okay. And so you can add more inform like when you get time because I've taught you concerning the various processes that have come to you. You can just add all up and work on the items that you are working on. So with this one, I'm not completing all the data. I've done parts. If the librarians on this call can take it upon themselves to use this as a stepping stone to also improve upon their skills, so they can add their references and also add other stuffs that are not available. But mind you, too, if you are also having any challenge when you are working on an item, you can reference another item. That's take open another page and take another item that has the same experience as the item that you want to write about. Just like Wikipedia, you get it. You want to write about Dr. Nkrumah or Dr. Kwame Nkrumah because he has been a president and he's a Pan-Africanist and human rights activist. Those kind of, if you're writing about someone in Wikipedia who is closer to you, you can just get Kwame Nkrumah's article aside, side to the one that you're writing about, and look at how you can also structure yours. So with this one, probably you are talking about a librarian, writing about a librarian. So you can look at a librarian's article and this one another item in order to ensure that you complete, like as in the left out things that are being left out of this. Yeah. So I think we are done. Just to ensure that we can add, because as I said earlier on, every value is an item. Every value is an item. So we just want to create the item and then so add it to um, the the artist of the book. Yeah. So a name. So we have a name. She's now on Wikidata. So publish. Yeah. We are done. So these are the artists of the book. Let me check something first before, because sometimes. Okay, so let me, what's this one's? Okay, I think it's P50. I'm coming. I want to check the. Just give me some minute. Just checking something to see if we're on the right path. Okay, so we're on the right path because I just wanted to be sure whether we are on the right. But in terms of them, because I wrote Ata, I didn't see artist. So if Wikidata is saying that we're on the right path, we're on the right path. So yeah, we are done with all this and about the book, about what the book, like I said, the data about the book, the information about the book. There's some you go back to the books page. There's some form of information here that we also need to add to. So yeah, so published. So we can add also publication date. So let's add the publication date. Let me bring this here. Let's add the publication date. So add a statement, publication date. Yeah. So publication date. So that's what you just copy June 15th. But you need to make 15th of June, not June 15th. 15th of June. Yeah. Okay. 15th of June. Okay. So um that is for the date. And you want to add other statement to it. That's the um that's the I want to add another statement. That's the ISBN number. So you copy this ISBN number. That's the property. But you can easily just search for that because the ISBN number, ISBN. This I check. So this ISBN 13. So ISBN 13. So copy that, make that available. Yeah, make that. So we have the ISBN 13. The ISBN 13 has been made available. So there is a constraint. And what does it say? Um, I'm sure they have. Sometimes they do. They have another format of also writing it. They have another format of also writing, but this is the ISBN number that have been made available. But later on, it's still editable because I know there is some hyphens that they add because I'm not a librarian pet. Like I'm not somebody within the library space. So um, when you have time, you can also look at that. But this is the ISBN number of the book that has been made available. It's ISBN 13. If I didn't count it well. Yeah, so it's 13. Yeah, so that's the ISBN number for the book. And um, let me also check something. Bloomsbury. Let me see if this also exists. This is a database of books. Let me see whether this exists on Wikidata. Bloomsbury. Add a statement. This is fashion. So I'm not sure this is what you are looking for. Uh, no. Just want to see if we could get other examples. Yeah, so basically, this is it. This is it. I wanted us to use Bloomsbury, but it seems the data information here is not what is needed. It's not what is needed. It's talking about fashion. Let me check. Let me check what it means by that so that we can probably it could be a book. I just want to check and see. Okay, so let me check. Let me check from here and see. Okay, so you're having some few minutes to wrap up. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so this is the I'm sure this is it. So I have to just copy the ID. So this is for Bloomsbury. So that's the database I'm looking for because I needed to be sure. So that's the database, copying information and making that available. So yeah, so these are like we've taken the information from another database. So when you click on it, it sends you to that. Let's click. Sometimes maybe I might not have copied the right info, but let's see whether we'll get the information that we are looking for. Because I didn't really kind of work on this, but it's just to see whether we are on the right track. Okay, so this is it. I mean that we have something. I'm missing out something in relation to the database. But this is the database. This is the database, and we need to copy so- something from here. That's the ID, but this ID is not giving, is not linking us to the page. So I don't know what's really happening. But later on, we could check that and see in relation to that. But I'll also look at that in order to ensure that we have that available on the on the wiki data page. So when we are done, when we are done with this, we can also add um, how do you call it, the book, what she has done so far. They have a way of putting it, but I can't really remember. Let me see whether it works. Okay, so let's see notable work. Yeah, so let's use notable work and put in this. Okay, so we could, because this is what she has done. This is her notable work. This is one of her notable work. So because I was creating that in order to ensure that we add it to what she has done, Blanche moves, in order to add it to um, her Wikidata item that we are working on. So with all the artists here, you can also add the book as part of their, like, the notable works, as in whatever they've done. You can also add it to it. So basically, this is it for today's session of Wikidata training, the introduction to Wikidata.